Hello everyone, before starting the video, if you are new here, please support and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Now let's start the video. Picture this. You spend your whole life trying to blend in, chasing approval, molding yourself to fit expectations that aren't even yours. You crave validation, fear judgment, and believe your worth is defined by how others see you. But what if everything you've been taught about caring too much is actually holding you back? What if real happiness, confidence, and success don't come from control, but from letting go? Michel de Montaigne, a thinker far ahead of his time, explored this paradox in depth. His philosophy is a roadmap to inner freedom, self-acceptance, and a life unburdened by unnecessary worries. He questioned everything we assume about identity, success, and societal pressures. By the end of this journey, you'll understand why. When you stop seeking external validation, life begins to fall into place. Think about it. How much stress and frustration come from trying to meet expectations that aren't even yours? How often do you hold yourself back out of fear of being judged? How much energy do you waste worrying about things that, in the grand scheme of life, don't really matter? Montaigne's philosophy reveals a simple yet powerful truth. The more we release external pressures, the more we align with our true selves. He believed life is unpredictable, perfection is an illusion, and self-acceptance is the highest wisdom. But here's where most people misunderstand. Letting go doesn't mean being careless, lazy, or unmotivated. It doesn't mean withdrawing from life or neglecting responsibility. It means freeing yourself from the need for constant approval, the fear of rejection, and the exhausting habit of overanalyzing. It means living on your own terms, staying present, and realizing you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Montaigne spent much of his life reflecting on human nature. He saw that people often become prisoners of their own minds, trapped in cycles of worry, self-doubt, and insecurity. He questioned why we let others' opinions dictate our choices, why we cling to control in a world that is inherently uncertain, and why we chase success based on definitions that aren't even ours. And most importantly, he asked, what if we simply stopped caring about all of that? When you stop obsessing over perfection, you embrace your flaws. When you stop seeking approval, you start living for yourself. When you stop trying to control everything, you allow life to unfold naturally. And here's the paradox. The less you care about proving yourself, the more powerful you become. Think of the most confident people you've met. Are they the ones desperate for approval, constantly explaining themselves, or trying to please everyone? Or are they the ones who move through life with ease, unbothered, unapologetic, and authentically themselves? Montaigne understood this long before modern psychology confirmed it. People are drawn to authenticity. When you stop seeking validation, when you accept your imperfections and trust yourself, you naturally become more attractive, not just socially, but in every aspect of life. The moment you detach from the fear of failure or judgment, you gain something far more valuable: freedom. The freedom to take risks without overthinking. The freedom to express yourself without hesitation. The freedom to simply exist without measuring your worth by external standards. And here's the most fascinating part. Once you let go of unnecessary worries, your life doesn't just feel lighter, it actually improves. Relationships become more genuine. Opportunities arise naturally. Decisions become clearer, because they're based on what you truly want, not on what you think you should want. This is the heart of Montaigne's philosophy. He believed most of our suffering comes from resisting reality, trying to force life into a mold it was never meant to fit. But when you stop resisting, everything begins to align. Now think about this. How often do you hold back from speaking your mind because you're afraid of judgment? How many times have you replayed conversations, worrying about how you were perceived? How much of your life has been shaped by expectations that were never truly yours? Montaigne challenges us to step away from these self-imposed limitations, to embrace uncertainty, accept imperfection, and refuse to let fear dictate our choices. And this is just the beginning. As we explore his philosophy further, we'll uncover practical ways to apply this mindset, ways to break free from mental barriers, make confident decisions, and experience the deep freedom that comes from letting go. Because Montaigne's wisdom isn't just theoretical, it's a practical guide to transforming your life. Now let's take the next step. What happens when you fully embrace this way of thinking? How does your life change when you stop chasing approval, stop overanalyzing every outcome, and stop letting fear control your actions? Imagine waking up and realizing that most of the pressures weighing you down were never real, that the rules you've been following, the expectations you've been trying to meet, and the fears that have kept you stuck were just illusions, created by society, conditioning, and your own mind. Montaigne understood that humans are naturally anxious. We overthink, try to predict the future, and struggle with uncertainty. But what if true happiness doesn't come from solving every problem, but from accepting that some things are simply out of our control? One of Montaigne's most powerful lessons is this: the world will never fully understand you, and that is perfectly okay. Think about it. How often do we waste energy trying to explain ourselves, justify our choices, or prove our worth to people who may never truly see us? We hold back our true opinions to avoid conflict. We suppress our real desires to fit in. We constantly look outside of ourselves for validation, when in reality the only approval that truly matters is our own. Montaigne believed that much of our suffering comes from caring too much about things that do not serve us. He observed how people tie themselves in knots over petty concerns, holding on to grudges, fears, and insecurities that ultimately add no value to their lives. And yet, when you step back, you realize that most of these worries are insignificant in the grand scheme of things. Have you ever noticed that the moment you stop obsessing over a problem, a solution naturally appears? Or that when you stop chasing someone's attention, they suddenly become more interested? This is no coincidence. It is a reflection of a deeper truth. When you let go, life flows. The problem is, most people resist this idea. They believe that if they stop caring, they will lose motivation, that letting go means giving up. But this is a misunderstanding. Not caring does not mean apathy. It does not mean laziness. It means shifting your focus to what truly matters and freeing yourself from the weight of unnecessary burdens. Montaigne encouraged us to embrace imperfection, not just in ourselves but in the world around us. He understood that striving for absolute control is an exhausting, never-ending battle. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how much we try to plan, prepare, or manipulate outcomes, there will always be things beyond our reach. So why not surrender to this truth? Why not accept that mistakes, failures, and uncertainties are simply part of existence? Consider how much lighter you would feel if you stopped trying to control every detail of your life, if you stopped overanalyzing every decision, if you stopped fearing failure and instead saw it as just another step in your journey. Montaigne reminds us that every great thinker, leader, and artist in history has faced failure, rejection, and misunderstanding. Yet they did not allow these things to define them. They moved forward, unbothered by the opinions of the crowd, because they understood that true success is not found in external validation, it is found in living authentically. And here's where it gets even more interesting. When you adopt this mindset, people begin to notice. You become more confident, more magnetic, and more in control of your own life. Not because you are forcing anything to happen, but because you are no longer wasting energy on things that do not serve you. Have you ever wondered why some people seem effortlessly successful while others struggle despite working tirelessly? The difference is not always in talent, intelligence, or even hard work. It's all about mindset. Those who truly thrive understand that letting go of unnecessary worries allows them to focus on what truly matters. Montaigne's wisdom teaches us a powerful paradox. The more we release, the more we gain. When we stop fearing failure, we take more chances. When we stop seeking approval, we become our authentic selves. When we stop trying to control everything, we create space for unexpected opportunities. This is why the philosophy of detachment, when applied correctly, is not about indifference or giving up, but about reclaiming freedom. It's about directing your energy toward what truly matters, refusing to be weighed down by distractions that add no real value to your life. Now take a moment to reflect on your own life. How much stress comes from worrying about what others think? How many times have you held back from pursuing something meaningful out of fear of judgment? How often do you replay past mistakes as if reliving them will somehow change the outcome? Montaigne's perspective frees us from these mental traps. He reminds us that the past is behind us, the future is uncertain, and the only thing we truly have is the present. When we fully accept this, everything starts to shift. But there's more to explore. Because here's something unexpected. Detachment doesn't lead to isolation. In fact, it deepens our connections with others. There's a fascinating paradox in life. The moment you stop needing something, it often comes to you effortlessly. When you stop seeking approval, people respect you more. When you stop fearing failure, opportunities naturally appear. When you stop trying to control everything, life begins to flow in ways you never imagined. This is one of the greatest insights in Montaigne's philosophy. Detachment is not about withdrawing, it's a path to deeper fulfillment. By releasing the need to force outcomes, you align with the natural rhythm of life. And in doing so, you unlock something truly powerful, a sense of peace, confidence, and connection. But here's the real question. If detachment is so transformative, why do so many people struggle to embrace it? The answer is simple. We've been conditioned to believe that control equals security. We're taught that if we try hard enough, plan carefully enough, and worry intensely enough, we can shape the world to our liking. But Montaigne reminds us that this is an illusion. No amount of control can eliminate uncertainty. No level of preparation can prevent the unexpected. No amount of worry can change reality. Instead of resisting life, Montaigne invites us to accept it as it is, with all its unpredictability, imperfections, and chaos. Now think about your relationships. How many conflicts arise from unmet expectations? How much suffering is caused by trying to make people act a certain way? How often do we attempt to control the thoughts, actions, and emotions of others, only to end up frustrated and disappointed? Montaigne understood that true connection isn't built on control, it's built on acceptance. The more you allow others to be themselves without trying to change them or mold them to fit your expectations, the deeper and more meaningful your relationships become. This is why those who practice detachment often experience greater love, respect, and admiration. They do not suffocate others with demands or expectations. They do not need constant reassurance. They simply exist in a state of calm confidence, allowing others to come and go freely. And ironically, this makes them more attractive, more respected, and more valued. Have you ever noticed that the people who are the most desperate for attention often receive the least of it, and that those who are at peace with themselves naturally draw others in? This is the power of letting go. Montaigne believed that the way we relate to others is a direct reflection of the way we relate to ourselves. If we are constantly seeking validation, it means we have not fully accepted ourselves. If we fear being alone, it means we have not yet become comfortable in our own company. If we need others to act a certain way to feel secure, it means we have not cultivated our own inner stability. But the moment you shift your focus inward, when you stop trying to control people, when you stop fearing loneliness, when you stop measuring your worth by external standards, you become truly free. Think about it. How much of your emotional energy is spent reacting to the words and actions of others? How often do you let someone else's opinion ruin your day? How many times have you held on to resentment, anger, or disappointment only to realize later that it served no purpose? Montaigne teaches us that peace comes from within, not from the approval of others. And once you understand this, your entire approach to life changes. Imagine walking through the world unshaken by criticism. Imagine facing uncertainty without fear. Imagine being able to love and appreciate people without feeling the need to control them. This is what happens when you stop caring about the things that do not truly matter. And here's the most important part. Letting go does not mean withdrawing from life. It does not mean becoming indifferent or emotionless. It means engaging with the world fully, but without attachment, without unnecessary worry, and without the need to force outcomes. Montaigne's philosophy is about balance. It is about caring deeply about the things that truly matter, your values, your purpose, your inner peace, while releasing the things that drain your energy and serve no real purpose. So ask yourself, what are you holding on to that no longer serves you? What expectations, fears, or attachments are weighing you down? And what would happen if you simply let them go? As we move into the final part of this journey, we will uncover the ultimate realization. Why embracing uncertainty, imperfection, and detachment does not just lead to inner peace, but also to a life of deeper meaning, success, and fulfillment. At this point, you might be wondering, if letting go is so powerful, why don't more people embrace it? Why do so many remain trapped in the endless cycle of anxiety, approval seeking, and control? The answer is fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear of failure. Fear of what might happen if we stop micromanaging every aspect of our lives. Society has conditioned us to believe that if we loosen our grip, everything will fall apart. But the truth is, when you stop caring about the things that don't truly matter, everything falls into place. Montaigne's philosophy is not about recklessness. It is about wisdom. He teaches us that by letting go of unnecessary worries, we gain clarity. By releasing control, we gain freedom. And by embracing uncertainty, we gain a life of deeper meaning and fulfillment. Think about the greatest moments of your life, the moments that truly mattered. Were they planned down to the last detail, or did they happen spontaneously when you least expected them? Some of the most beautiful things in life cannot be forced. Love, inspiration, creativity, and even success. They often come when you stop chasing them, when you create space for them to appear naturally. Consider the artist who no longer worries about whether their work will be accepted by the world, and as a result, creates something truly extraordinary. The entrepreneur who stops fearing failure, takes bold risks, and ends up changing an entire industry. The person who stops searching desperately for love and, in that space of self-acceptance, meets the right person effortlessly. This is one of life's greatest paradoxes. The tighter you cling to something, the more it slips away. But when you release control, what's truly meant for you often returns in ways beyond your imagination. Montaigne reminds us that life is not supposed to be a constant struggle. Yes, there will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. But resisting them, overanalyzing them, or obsessing over every detail only deepens our suffering. Instead, he encourages us to embrace life as it is, to accept imperfections, find humor in its absurdities, and discover joy even in the midst of chaos. Because here's the ultimate truth. Happiness doesn't come from controlling everything. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. You don't need to fear uncertainty, because uncertainty is the essence of life, and that's what makes it so extraordinary. When you stop chasing approval, real confidence emerges. When you stop fearing failure, you become unstoppable. When you release the need to control every outcome, you create space for life's unexpected magic to unfold. And this is the wisdom Montaigne understood centuries ago. The key to a fulfilling life isn't about conquering it, it's about learning to move with its rhythm. So, as you move forward, ask yourself, what can you let go of today? What unnecessary burdens have you been carrying that no longer serve you? And what if you simply trusted that things would unfold as they're meant to? Because the moment you stop caring about the things that don't matter, the things that do will naturally find their way to you. That is the true power of Montaigne's philosophy. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications to stay updated. See you in the next video.